So here we are with our finished 2006 Hyundai Elantra Derby car, stock compact Derby car. She is ready to rip. It's just over a day away from the Venango County Fair where we're going to throw this one. You can see our paint design. It was a white car, so we tried to utilize kind of the paint of the car if we can. So we went with a red, white, and blue kind of American flag. I think it came out pretty sweetly. Shout out to my wife who made me the star stencil, and then I used that, traced it, and then I bought black paint, or excuse me, blue paint. And the red paint I had left over, and the white is just what the car was. So I think it came out pretty sweet. Tough little car. You can see we do have a caravan bumper welded up front. My welds are getting better. You can see there I did weld just like before the plate. Buddy of mine said I should cut right there and weld straight to the bumper. But already had this one ready to go, so maybe the next one will weld like that. He said it's just stronger there. But yeah, you can see stock is her class, and she is a stock build. But we had a Hyundai Elantra last year, 2007 if I remember right, and she was a tough car, so hoping this one is tough as well. Again, inside, pretty simple. Got my rear bar just kind of for support. Have my ratchet strap there that, again, I'll put around the seat. Not only an armrest, but also a good way to keep the seat stable, and that way you don't have to have the bar resting right on your seat. I don't like to do that because every time you get hit, I feel it. The gas tank, again, dropped, and the gas line's right here where kind of it comes up to the floor of the bottom of the rear seats. That's where I attached both the main as well as the return. Put some spray foam there, zip tied it, kind of ran it along here, and then some spray foam there just to make sure if she's crimpling all the way up to there, which could happen. It's going to be a tough derby at Venango. A lot of top drivers, tough cars. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited. But yeah, I have just the spray foam around that to not only secure them, but a little bit extra cushion, and I beat down the kind of sheet metal there. You can see a little bit on the top, just so it's not as sharp, but the spray foam helps as well. Again, stock wiring, I pull everything forward. I do like to still keep the grounds though, just to make sure I don't have anything that goes haywire on me or could get cut, anything like that. Again, unplug everything. But yeah, we think she came together good. Again, stock compact. The rear wheels, I did have, this one had a spare with it, and I had another spare. She's not holding air for long, but it'll work well. Again, the rear trunk, I did just creep up from the bottom to help it kind of fold in. It seems to work pretty well. But that's really it. Again, pretty simple. Got up front here, my battery box. That's my extra battery. I'll have my, again, marine gel battery, top of the line, takes a ton of heat. That's a different line, but that is a 2-gauge battery line. Again, you got to get the lower number, 2-gauge, being a really good battery line. It's thick, it takes a lot of heat, and transfers the power super well, other than like a cheap, whether it's jumper cables or something like that. Can't go cheap in the battery and with the battery cables. And then again, here's my Derby tank. First I've used it in probably a year and a half or so. That is the stock fuel cell out of this tank. I took it out and again, bolted straight in. So got the main line coming in there, and then the return, which I just marked with the piece of paper towel there, as I was thinking about using this on this tank rather on another car, but ended up just leaving it in here. So that's it. Again, you can see the trunk kind of just pressed up with the sledge around the outside, and then just took the jack and press it up just a little bit to help it fold up. Again, seat belts as well as duct tape. It works great. If you saw my last car, she was crumpled up something intense, but the seat belt and duct tape were still holding. My roof sign, then again, just 3/8 bolts, nuts and washers, and then my chain. That's kind of the safety thing there. And that is it. So she's ready to go. Change oils. Again, all these cars are pretty rusted, especially in the back half. Up front, we think she's pretty tough. Again, you got to keep those wheels from any big hits, but we're excited. Hope she's got a lot of fight in her and we can have a good time. Take a quick look under the hood here. And again, under the hood, I keep it simple. Again, I just use my U-bolts, and in my battery lines, I splice right into the positive and negative. I like to zip tie as well as a little spray foam to just secure it. Fuse box was on the kind of right on the wheel well there. I unbolted it and slid it in as far as I could. Spray foamed, again, kind of a wall on its side as well as making it secure, but in case that gets punched there, fuse box should be stable. Same with the wiring. Just hit some spray foam, a little bit of extra I had around the core support here to keep the radiator there. But that is pretty much it. So simple up front, but efficient. We do have, again, here is our dummy sensor, if you will, our coolant sensor. And right there is, again, get it to focus. There we go. Right there is the very simple, and if I can get it to focus, there we go. The very simple pipe plug. This one is a little bit bigger. The other car, the Accord, I had the small one I used. You can see a little bit of excess filled out there, but I'll top that off. A little bit of fabric softener in the radiator as well. But again, shout out to the individual that mentioned the pipe plugs. I got a 4-pack from AutoZone for 11 bucks. Reuse them in a number of cars. This is the second car I've used it on. And that way you can have your coolant sensor out. She's reading the air temp. That motor will cook itself before it tells the computer to shut down. At least that's the approach. So that's it. Pretty simple. Again, even though we got a tough bumper up front, I think my welds are good. Plan on trying to keep the back end to all the carnage until we need to use the front end strategically or toward the end whenever we're just trying to fight down to the end. So again, 2006 Hyundai Elantra. We're excited. Hopefully have a good run and a lot of fun. We'll see.